Simple question to start with. This is once again Azure saving the day, isn't it?
Yes, Azure's one component. Office was also very good. I think the balance of growth and profitability is keeping Microsoft alive. Remember, going into the print, everyone was super fearful that Nadella had shared, a tech drought for 2 years. The U.S. was going to get worse, so they certainly brought expectations down in front of this print, but delivered what was an okay quarter. No one was going to do backflips over these numbers. There's no question technology spends slowing. It may get worse in the back half of the year. They have another quarter of tough comps. So, let's not break up the champagne glasses at this point. But relative to the fear, way better than expected.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. I think when we look at Azure, the business, 100 basis points better than guided, then you kind of think about this idea that I think EPS dropped 6.5%. The street was looking for a 7.5% drop year on year. When we look forward to the rest of the year, what is the story for Microsoft with this broader economy? Is it going to have to rely on its cloud business?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the cloud. I mean, there's no other story here. It is the cloud. I think as we go deeper into the year, I think this concept of IT budgets are shrinking. Can Microsoft do more with less? And what we're hearing in a lot of the interviews is CIOs are continuing to consolidate their spend onto Microsoft. Microsoft has been vicious about contract renewals. They don't budge when CIOs try to renew. So relative to a overall tech environment that is slowing and decaying, Microsoft is going to do relatively better in that environment. And it's about consolidation and taking spend from other vendors. So I think other vendors are in a way worse position. The portfolio, the durability of their revenue, the quality of this management team should be able to cut through this. But I think really investors are trying to ask, what do I pay for the stock that's got $10 of earnings power? It trades at a mid-20 multiple. So it's not exactly cheap. It's not expensive. It's just kind of right in the middle. So I think that's a concern.
Okay, so your price target, of course, Brent, is 280. What takes us there, and what do you want to hear on the call?
I think we continue on to hear about, they haven't guided in this release, so we need to hear guidance, and that are things, Nadella said this, that things may get worse inside the U.S. What's happening in the U.S. market and the rest of the world? Ultimately, can they commit to double-digit growth? They've talked about a framework of having double-digit growth with margin improvement. Can they hold that? And so I think overall, everyone is really just all eyes on what's going to actually happen with overall growth for the rest of the year.